Like those two lights on.
For the Reds?
Yep. Okay, welcome to this round 14 clash between the Townsville Flames, currently sitting in third place with an 11-5 record, taking on the Gladstone Power, currently sitting in 13th spot with a 3-13 record. And tonight we've got some big outs for Townsville with 4 players, they're 4 big guns actually out of the roster due to national commitments. So there'll be no Abby Bishop, Michaela Cox, Rachel McCulley is away also, and Alex Fowler, who will be playing in the World Cup semi-final tonight, so she won't be here either. And for Gladstone, at this stage they're travelling with 8 after a close loss last night on the road to Cairns, going down 70-68. And as we're just getting ready now for the last minute before we tip off, it's going to be an interesting game for the Townsville Flames. They're going in with this extremely young roster tonight. Obviously, they'll be led by their experience in Lisa Brennan, and Alicia Frolling will be carrying a fair bit of the workload, and they're going to have a lot of teenage juniors joining them. And for Gladstone, they're settled with their 2 American imports who will have a big play in this game. Akila Bethel and Amara Coleman, who both averaging high double figures. Coleman 20 points, 6 rebounds, and Bethel with 16 points, 10 rebounds. So they'll be the go-to for Gladstone. And joining me in commentary tonight is no Mike Samaris. He's having the night off, and Shane Frolling has joined me in the commentary. Welcome, Shane.
There you go, mate. Very good to be here yakking away again, and hopefully a good game for Townsville. We'll find out very shortly.
Yeah, definitely some opportunity tonight for the youngsters. As we mentioned, really young squad for Townsville. I think they may have 7 teenagers out of their roster of 10, so they'll be definitely relying on the experience of Frolling and Brennan to carry a lot of the workload tonight.
Yeah, and with the starters, we have, as you said, Frolling, Brennan, Ward. Who else have we got?
Harriet Carey's out there.
Carey, yes.
And Elise Kiplock is starting.
And
okay, for Gladstone, we're starting with Amara Coleman, one of the imports. Akila Bethel is out there. We've also got Erin Gear and Brianna Bailey as we're underway.
Yeah, they tried to run a little lob play there for Alicia, but the import was too quick for it, and she picked that off. And knocked out of bounds by Townsville. It'll be a Gladstone ball on the baseline.
And it's Poto's the other starter for Gladstone, number 13.
Really dislike that lob over the top pass. I reckon it could be picked off a lot. You see the import take a strong rebound. Alicia Frolling arms straight up, but she's called with a foul. Might have just dropped it forward there.
That's going to be the concern for Townsville. If Frolling's left to carry the workload down there, she's going to be prone to picking up some cheap fouls, and they certainly can't afford to have her in foul trouble. She's picked up one inside the first 30 seconds. So
yeah, that's dangerous, really dangerous.
They're going to need Brennan to get down there and share that load, and even Kiplock's going to have to play above her size and compete. See a miss on the free throws. Full court pressure. Carey has it.
Very surprised she didn't shoot that, as Kiplock does. Alicia goes for the rebound, but no one's supporting.
Hands in by Kiplocks, and Ward comes up with it.
They're going to need more than one person going to the boards if they want to win this game. And this is Carey's money shot right here. Unfortunately, it doesn't go.
Coleman for Gladstone pushing the ball, and they shoot the early 3. Comes up well short, and Brennan rebounds and looks set to go coast to coast. Great dump pass into Kiplocks. Nice job. Keeler Bethel running the point for Gladstone. Townsville matching up the man-to-man defence. Brennan with another board. Loose pass saved by Ward to Froling. She'll get it over to Carey.
Nice pass. Great little series there, breaking the pressure. Shaley finds Alicia. Alicia finds Harriet and fouled for 2 shots, but way to handle the pressure up the floor.
Early substitution for Gladstone. In comes the veteran Amanda Beatson, and Brianna Bailey is going to have a rest.
It's all gone quiet on me. Here we go. We're back.
A smallish crowd in tonight, maybe a result of the Townsville Cup being on today, so there's probably some stragglers that'll come in. A bit worse for wear later on.
Score is 5-1, courtesy of that free throw just made then.
Great pass from Coleman. Finds Poto. She lays it in. Once again, we see this pressure from Gladstone, but
bailed out there. That might have been a very, very soft call, but Harriet's got to be aware that thing's coming, and she's got to pass that thing much quicker.
That's a first personal foul on Erin Gear.
Gladstone in a zone now. So open on that baseline, it's not funny. Alicia kicks it out to Harriet, who steps out of bounds, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Gladstone ball.
That's the probably the one that she could catch and shoot there, Harriet. Slow tempo at this stage. As Poto goes to work on Froling, loose handle.
Yeah, I think there might be a bit of a focus to try and get an extra foul there, so very smart for Alicia to keep out of there. So jump ball's been determined, it's Gladstone balls. We'll see how we go. If I'm Townsville right now, I'm looking for this long lob pass over the top and trying to steal it. There, ooh, nice pass inside actually. Shaley's off, got a good kick ahead to Harriet. Nice pass by Brennan, but Alicia loses it in the keyway. Got to be much stronger with that ball in there when they swarm in on you like that. Good defense by Harriet. They really have that slip pass going. Poto loves that little slip to the rim. She pretends she's going to screen and off she goes.
You see a little half-court trap. Brennan drives against the zone. She's going to draw the foul on Amara Coleman. And that's her first personal.
And 4 fouls, so I would think it's 4. It hasn't changed. No, it's only 3 maybe. No, there it is.
Yep,
4 fouls. So with 6.5 to go, I'd be looking to penetrate as much as I can.
And that's unusual for 4 fouls like that quick, especially against the 2-3 zone, which is generally, they play that to protect the fouls a little, but Gladstone found themselves in trouble as Coleman goes the full length of the floor but can't finish it.
Well, Brennan put her body well in the way there, changed the shot, so great defense by Brennan. Girls have to wait for the overload. They're moving that ball way too quick.
Kiplocks gets a wide open 3 and she misses everything.
It's a couple of air balls we've had tonight.
Yep.
Must be something in the air.
It's very windy inside Townsville Stadium at the moment. It has to be.
They were well off, both of them, 1 for each team.
And it looks like Harriet Carey's been given the assignment on Coleman, who's one of Gladstone's high scorers. Currently averaging 20 points a game as Coleman, so Harriet's going to have her work cut out tonight.
And Gladstone read that skip pass, only a fraction late, but a bit more ball movement should hurt this zone. There it is inside if they can get it. And the shot. Very good.
Nice kick out from Froling. Drew all the defence in, and Kiplocks gets a nice wide open foul line jumper. And at the moment, Townsville Flames are really doing a good job of moving that ball around.
Good board, Shaylee Ward. She's in trouble there. Good to kick it ahead.
Rolling one over, skip pass.
And the 3 goes up, but misses, unfortunately.
Bethel pushes the ball down. She's going to go against the skinnier Ward, and we're going to get a good defensive play from Ward. She puts her masculine body on the line and takes that one right in the centre of the chest.
She started well outside the charge circle as well, so definitely warranted there, and it's good to see them put their body on the line like that.
Oh, great nice pass.
Fortunately, Harriet misses it, but Brennan had to watch that cut unfold, and it's a sensational pass. And it's another screen by Poto. Will she slip? There it is. That's what they're looking for, the mismatch. Just stand hands straight up, and she makes the basket.
Nice turnaround jumper from Poto. That's a tough bucket in anyone's language. Sprawling, a bit of ball handling.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Carey nails that a lot in the game, so good to see her still going at it hard. And there's an and one. Brennan getting the foul just a little bit slow of getting out of the way there.
Keela Bethel, she'll go to the line for the bonus. Townsville leading this one 10-9, and we have a timeout to Townsville.
It's Gladstone have been surprising. Like, it feels like it's about a 10-point difference, but they're right there with them with a 1 point down. It's been slow and ugly, but they're hanging in, so that's not good for Townsville.
I think Townsville will be happy to just get that start out of the way. They would have had a few nervous youngsters in their roster today, so just this first couple of minutes was always going to be a bit of a question. So they've done well. They've weathered the storm. They've got the tempo. They'd probably want to play a little bit quicker, I think, Townsville. Gladstone coming off a game last night against Kansas. It was a 2-point loss, so they would have had to play the game right out. So they're they're only travelling with 8, so you'd think fatigue may come into it a little later in this one.
Yep. Well, again, I think their main look is their penetration or the slip screen, and Poto's proved potent with that.
Yeah.
And if the Americans start going off, then we could be in a little bit of trouble. And while they're playing that zone, we're certainly going to have to hit some perimeter shots or isolate the big down low where it's a one-on-one competition before they attack.
We see a substitution for Townsville during that timeout, and Elise Kiplocks has gone to the bench, and in comes Eliza Fabra, who's been playing the house down the last couple of weeks. Her shooting's been fantastic. She's up at 40% from the three-point line, so she'll give them some outside punch, hopefully.
The score is 10-all at the moment. Nice penetration, kick out, and the 3 goes up for Harriet. It's good.
Great penetration from Fabro, just checked into the game. Split the middle. Found Carey, and her confidence will be through the roof after going back-to-back threes.
And straight back at her.
Akila Bethel with a 3 to answer and ties it back up at 13 apiece.
Bethel scored their last 6 points. And that pass is a little hard, but Alicia saves it out to Ward and kicks it over. Weak side 3 coming up. No.
Great pass.
Nice. Good ball movement. That's exactly what they need, but Brennan misses, unfortunately.
Yeah. Their interior passing's been fantastic. Brennan and Froling working beautifully together.
Bethel throws another one up. Thankfully, it doesn't go this time. There's that nice cut, and Alicia fakes one way, goes the other, puts it off the backboard nicely with the left. There's a fast break. If they're not watching, it could hurt them. 3 goes up with 1 rebounder. Townsville secure the ball.
Gladstone happy to shoot the ball early. That's Her trademark is Fabro lets it go, and she makes the three.
Count the three. She clearly had a foot on the line, but we'll take it.
Near enough is good enough for Johnny Fenwick in that case.
I think Ray might have seen that also, the coach. He had a little whisper in the referee's ear.
Fenwick with a little bit of a flopping instruction to Froling. She'd be glad she didn't get pinged for anything there, as Townsville back on the attack, leading 18-15. Good cut from Brennan. She's going to get the offensive foul.
That's a tough call. I'm saying that's well inside the charge circle. But oh, well. We'll wear that, and that'll be her second, so she'll take a break. Last thing we need is Brennan in foul trouble. We talk about the importance of Froling. Brennan's equally as important with her experience out there.
She's been the mainstay of the roster this season with all the ins and outs that Townsville have had. They haven't had a full roster for most of the season, so they definitely need her experience and size. As we see Poto go to work inside, she's strong in the underneath the bucket.
Nice high-low they're setting up there. Townsville have gone into their zone, so Gladstone looking to high-low that thing. I'd like to see the ball move quicker for Townsville as Wardy shoots it off the backboard. I don't know where she's learnt that one, but she certainly didn't call it.
There was a lot of her mother in that one.
It's a bit like the old Burdekin backboards. A little bit of a dead spot.
Which was a good hands from Kiplocks, gets a piece of that. Froling with a big lobby outlet. Kiplocks, Ward on the trail. Great
nice pass by Ward. Great vision. Ward sees Harriet Carey under the basket and another two. So it's 23-17 with 30 seconds to go.
Great little run by the Flames to close out this first quarter as they shake another one loose. Fabro has it. Watch behind.
She's not aware, but luckily came up with it.
One shot here. Coach Brennan instructing his players. They only want one. Shot clock is out. 10 seconds on the game clock. Froling gets at the high post and slashes. Good kick out to Carey.
Ooh, unfortunately misses there, but hopefully no one's silly enough to foul. I don't know why Alicia's playing at that. I certainly wouldn't be myself. We see Townsville go into the quarter 23-17. A few concerns for Townsville with Brennan having two fouls. Also dealing with the press. I think they dribbled into trouble a little bit. When they move the ball a bit quicker, they're going to be looking very good. For Gladstone, you certainly have to be aware of Poto and Bethel. If you can shut those two down, you're going to be in a good space. And
just looking at a couple of the stats for the opening quarter, with Harriet Carey leading Townsville scorers with 9 on 3 of 6 shooting, 2 of 4 for three-point line. That's a good start for Harriet. Alicia Froling with 4 points, Kiplocks with 4, Ward with 3, and Fabro has put in 3 off the bench. And for Gladstone, the Americans doing the damage with Bethel, 6 points. Coleman's got 2, and it's actually Poto's leading them with 9 on 4 or 5 shooting. So she's been a dominant force inside on Gladstone's end.
Yeah, I reckon you'll see Ray go back to that zone. That zone gave him a little bit of grief. So that'll pop its head up again, and Townsville seem to have a bit of success with their zone, so yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't play it back on them.
Yeah, no, the tempo is definitely a slow one at this stage, and things will open up a little bit as I'm not sure how deep Gladstone go into their bench, but with only 8 on the rosters, 6 people saw the court in the first quarter, so they'll be feeling the effects of the travel. They would have been cramped up. I saw them getting out of the little vans in the car park there, so coming down from Cairns, it would have been a squashy trip.
It's no different than what we've done for 1,000 years, mate.
Yeah.
It's probably the only difference is the speed's controlled a little more.
Would have been a big trip for them though to leave Gladstone and get to Cairns, so they would have probably left on Thursday night at some stage, or Thursday afternoon, and travel during the night, get to Cairns. It's a rough day in the motel, come out and play, and then travel the 4 hours down to Townsville tonight for this game.
The lose by 2 is tough, and you see Gladstone are in some form of zone. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Carey can't get the 3 to go. Great kick out from Fabro. As we see Coleman in transition, she tries to step around Fabro, and
that's a tough call. That's a really tough call. I thought that was fantastic D by Fabro there, and very late call too by the referee.
Yeah. She didn't do too much wrong there, Eliza. She forced the offense to take a one. She was shooting off the wrong foot, just throwing it up there as a prayer, really, and she's got bailed out on this occasion. She can't convert on the first of the free throws. Townsville leading 23-17 early in this second quarter. Makes the second.
And it is a 2-3 zone. It looked very different before, but Gladstone are back in their zone, which I had said, oh, missed Carey there on a nice cut. As Carey spots up outside. Ball movement's just a little slow right there. We throw it inside the Ward, and Alicia Froling kicks it out. Long 3 goes up. Alicia rebounds, throws it out again. I'd love to see her put it back up in there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, a little bit gun shy.
I think I may mention that last week a lot in the call. She just gets herself a great rebounding position and then just tends to do the unselfish thing and kick it out. But I think there's times when she can be a little more selfish. And they needed a score in there too. That's the other thing too.
Might have been watching a little bit too much of Warwick Giddy.
She's become the classic screener and rebounder.
Feed inside now, and she's looking, searching, kicks out to Fabris, moves across, Ward for another 3. Looks good out of the hand. Unfortunately, it doesn't go.
Coleman, great pass to Bethel, who ran the lanes hard, but she missed it, and Ward is able to shake it loose, but Gladstone will get that one back. What a great pass from Coleman.
Yeah, it just split the defenders, and luckily Alicia intimidated her, and Ward had to compete for the board and knocks it out. Gladstone ball. Now we'll see if they go for this lob over the top again, and I'm saying not enough teams play to pick this thing off. There, right there. I'd be taking that thing right out of their hands.
Bethel lets it go from 3, and it's Bree Stevens who's checked into the game, another 16-year-old youngster. For her first minutes, she's replaced Kiplocks, who's checked out. Stevens has got a strong left. She's a right-hander, but she's got a great left-hand as Ward crosses it over and gets fouled going to the rack.
That was a great move. Coming across the top of the key, she does a little left-to-right cross and drives, drawing the foul. Gladstone are actually going to start getting in some real foul trouble if they keep fouling at this rate.
Another substitution, and Harriet Carey has a rest as Lisa Brennan checks in. Ward misses the first free throw. Makes the second.
Score is 24-18.
As we see Gear go straight in for the easiest of layups, and poor defensive trans from Townsville Flames.
And Brennan was probably a bit late, but it was also very smart not to get involved in that, as it would have bought her third. Skip pass, that pass is too slow. You've got Fabro waiting there, and Fabro forces into throwing, and it gets stolen, but that thing's got to move quicker if they want to get it to the weak side.
Ward, good D against Coleman. She can't make it, but there's Poto again, but she can't stick it, and Froling eventually secures the board and now needs to get rid of it, and she has coughed it up, and Poto gets to Coleman, and now Froling picks up an unneeded foul.
Yeah, she's got to be smarter with that there. It's, they were playing for it, and even with the foul there, she has got her arms up, but she's bringing them down.
Yep.
She's got to keep them straight up and wear the impact.
It's a second foul on Froling.
Yeah, it's early in the second, so she will be out fairly quickly, I'd suggest, if she gets a third.
Both her and Brennan, if either of those pick up a foul, it's definitely going to hurt the Flames. They'll have to take them out, as we see Coleman make the most of her opportunity at the line and draws the game back to a 3-point Townsville Flames lead. Stevens. She just needs to be aggressive, needs to probably get a good bucket, get her confidence going. Ward, lazy pass, but gets away with it.
And there's the quick pass I'm talking about. So 3 goes up again, and it's good. That thing's got to move quick down to that corner because they have got the overload. They just need to get it there on time.
Good defense from Fabro. Brennan does well to save it. Ward, she's going to lob it up to Froling. You know, she takes a little jumper and it goes good.
Score is 29-21. 8-point lead. Very, very nice little spurt here. Oh, that's a heck of a carry. The referees are just not seeing that. It stopped on a hip for a 2 count. Now, if I'm Gladstone, I'm attacking both Froling and Brennan and trying to get that 3rd foul.
Yeah, and Towns will be very happy with that defense. If they're going to be content to take a deep 3 late in the shot clock like that, they'll be more than happy for Gladstone to bomb away.
Oh, it's playing right into Townsville's hands, that is.
Especially with Poto's been so strong down inside. I think they need to get some inside touches to her. And
she hasn't scored this quarter.
No.
She has 9 in the first and doesn't get a touch in the second.
And they've taken some quick shots in transition, Gladstone, so I think Ray would be just wanting them to move the ball a little quicker. I think they've actually slowed their ball movement down too. And Townsville, good little run there for a couple of minutes, and they'll be hoping to get this thing out to double figures.
Look, again, against Gladstone's zone, they're definitely looking for that weak side action, and that ball's got to move bloody quick. And you can't pass through hands. You've got to zing it around the outside or get it punched inside, in through the middle of the zone, and then kicked it out if the big player doesn't have a shot.
I think we've seen there's been plenty of room around the foul line. There has been a lot of touches. Froling and Kiplocks are getting plenty of touches. If they can get that ball into that foul line, that just sucks that defence in automatically, and they've got the shooters to do some damage from the outside.
Absolutely. You know, Gladstone might be slowing down a little too, as you said, because of the game last night.
Definitely a factor. And if that lead grows too, it becomes harder and harder to run at full pace when you're they're 3 and 13. They're out of the finals contention. They've got another game next week, and that's all over for them. So they haven't got a real lot on the line. Whereas Townsville, they're in a dogfight to try and finish as high up as they can. They, at this stage, looking like holding that 3rd position. A win tonight will go a long way to doing that. There is the potential to climb into 2nd. But they need a few things to go their way, and the game against Rocky next week will be a massive one because currently Rocky in 2nd. But first off, they've just got to beat this Gladstone team, and Eliza Fabro is shooting the ball as well as I've ever seen her. That's her
big 3.
That's her 3rd 3 ball tonight.
Into Poto, straight at Alicia Froling. She keeps her hands up, which is very good to see.
Fabro pushing the ball at pace. Stevens slips.
Right on the Mike Carney Toyota sign. She's making sure everyone knows about that sponsorship.
Bree with her left hand.
Might have been a bit of a fumble there, but the referees have said it got knocked out, so they're going to play it on, and there's another foul, and I'd call a little soft. And that's their 3rd, as Carey subs in for Ward. And Guinea comes in for Bailey after that foul.
Yeah, that's Bailey's 3rd foul, so that's going to hurt Gladstone. She's been averaging 10 points a game for them, so she's one of their top 4 scorers. As Fabro finds Carey in the corner.
Fabro very aggressive with that first dribble into Stevens, who unfortunately gets it blocked, and her and Poto are on the floor wrestling for it. That will be a Port ball.
Yeah, Fabro's been dynamic off the dribble. She's looking to probe at every chance she gets, and at the same time, when she's open for the 3 ball, she's making the most of those opportunities too, and shooting it beautifully.
Doing very well. Townsville in their zone now. Arms a little bit hanging down a little bit, and we've got a carry this time. We might have woken the referees up to that. She certainly carries that thing on her hip.
Yeah. And because they're playing at such a slow pace, she's out there, it's so obvious. I think they need to lift the tempo a little bit and keep that ball moving as Fabro once again probing, finds Frolling. Nice cut from Stevens, good extra pass. She gets Carey, and Carey goes bang. And this thing's out to 14.
Bethel quick up the floor. She's probing, looking for Poto. Alicia Frolling keeping straight up. Skip past the Bethel, who launches a three, and it's off the rim. Alicia comes up with a rebound. Need to have a smart outlet. Fabro straight through the middle where you want her. Carey goes again, and it rattles in, taking a score 38-21, and it's an immediate timeout by Gladstone.
Yeah. 17-point Townsville lead, and that's on the back of some good passing, but some great shooting from Carey and Fabro have been dynamite from the three-point line.
That'll take you out of your zone really quick. Keep shooting like that. Problem is, if you don't hit them, you're in a bit of strife. But yeah, with Carey and Fabro knocking them down like that, why wouldn't you keep going? And they really have to, because they're concentrating on collapsing inside on both of the bigs. So they're saying beat us from the perimeter, and right now Townsville are doing that.
And Townsville shooting 52% from the field in this first half so far. So that's a fair shooting, and they've where are they? 7 of 14 from the three-point line. So anytime you're shooting 50% from three-point line, it's going to do some damage. And Gladstone, on the other hand, 8 of 28, shooting 28%, so and 11% from the three-point line. So there's the game. That's where your 17-point margin is.
And on the flip side, Townsville's zone is absolutely stifled them. You know, we talk about Poto dominating the first quarter, and she's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah. Townsville getting that second defender in there to wall up and help Frolling and Brennan in the middle. It's been a big difference, taking Poto's impact as Townsville continue in this 2-3 zone. Coleman running the point. Deep seal for Bethel. And she's been called for a 3-second call. That was mighty quick from Tommy Jones.
That is quick.
Quick draw, Jones.
Very, very quick. If I'm Ray, I'm a little bit disappointed in that. But again, we'll wear that.
Great back cut from Brennan, and good look from Bree Stevens. That'll do her confidence a world of good. Townsville lead at 40-21 here, 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
The Poto, she finally has a touch, but it's out the top of the key, probably where she doesn't want it.
And there's Murphy, who's just checked into the game with her first shot and nails the three with Carrier, throws a bullet to Stevens. She kicks it out to Fabro. Back to Fabro, she'll look to work off the Frolling screen. Penetrates, gets the middle easy.
Oh, nice little step to the side, and then spins her shot, misses, but back out to Carey. Flips it to Alicia, who misses the layup, gets her own rebound, and thankfully shoots it, makes the bucket, and gets the and one.
Great back cut from Frolling initially, and a good find from Carey, I think it was. That.
Yeah, I think you'll find the coach has instructed that if they're going to play you out in that lane there, just to give the little slip cut and back door, and you'll result in a bucket.
Rebound by Bethel. She screams as she comes in the floor, puts on the moves, bad pass, and Frolling picks it off. And Townsville will get a chance to extend this lead. Already at 18, 42-24. Coach Brennan will be happy with this first half from the Flames.
Nice little back by Fabro there. A couple of dribbles into the key and just hoiks it up off the board. Another bucket. Power really have no answer for this zone. Poto has nowhere to go with 2 on her.
Good D, Carey. It's just hard to see where the Power are going to get their points from to pull this thing back in.
There's Alicia's third. And she will be out of the game immediately.
And Coach Brennan immediately pulls her out of the game. And is it, or is he taking throwing? Yeah.
Yeah, she has to
she
go.
has to come out. And Maddie McDonald will get her first.
Probably
minutes.
lucky not to get a tech there, dropping the F-bomb as she walks off the court. So,
Not sure where she would have learnt that from, but
yes.
not in her character, I wouldn't have thought.
We won't mention who she bets that off, but an insult her.
As Poto makes good on both free throws. Margin still at 18. Another back cut.
Oh,
Fine
good pick up
Stevens.
by Stevens. That thing was going out of bounds and she hauls it in with her left.
McDonald, another good interior pass. Stevens brings it out. McDonald goes to work. 6 on the shot clock.
Brennan's easy move to the bucket. Unfortunately misses.
Good defense from Stevens. What do we got here?
That's
No.
a foul.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the right call. We'll give him that one.
Oh. Lisa Brennan just being warned by John Fenwick. Having too much to say. I think she's asking about the other end where she felt she was bumped. Now,
Yeah, I've got no problem with that foul. If she was stationary, maybe, but no way.
no, it was a good foul in the end because it slowed Gladstone down, and now we've got to reach in 3-0. That's Maddie McDonald. That's her first personal. Team's 4th foul, so they'll go to the line in bonus. There's timeout called by Townsville. I think Brennan just wants to talk it over. Well, it's been a dominant second quarter by Townsville. The Flames, it's been all one-way traffic. And it's been their lesser like. Some of the youngsters, Carey and Fabro, have stepped up the scoring in the absence of, I think I looked at the number of points missing tonight. It's about 50 points with your 4 leading scorers out of the team tonight. So they needed some of these youngsters to step up, and they've done well in this first half.
Yeah, it's a lot to cover, but again, I think Brennan's been very smart hiding it in the zone. It's been successful for them, but this is where now, when you have Alicia out on 3 fouls, and you have to replace her with one of the younger ones, that Gladstone could smell blood in the water and make a little run back here. So hopefully the young crew can hold it together,
Yeah.
and keep the spread up.
Yeah, it's always the concern with the younger group is that a little 10-0 run can happen pretty quickly, and it just, you know, if their confidence drops quickly, a couple of bad passes, a couple of bad turnovers, and all of a sudden you can invite the opposition in. But that's where the old head of Brennan out there now, she needs to take control and lead this team, get into the halftime break.
And the way Fabro's playing, you know, she's fairly confident, and Carey's got some good experience too, so they are in a good position, and we'll hopefully, as we said, hold it as Poto knocks down the first and misses the second. The score is 44-27. We're moving the ball around to Carey, who looks for the 3. Let's go. That's exactly what you need. Bringing the score 47-27.
And just looking, Townsville only had 7 turnovers for the half, so Coach Brennan would be happy with that, with the younger group and a group that hasn't played a lot together. As Poto, she's rock solid. She is playing a lone hand here for the Power.
Yeah, the low turnovers as, we force that pass that goes out of bounds. Townsville ball on the baseline. Shaylee Ward coming in, but those 7 turnovers would probably be because Power into that passive zone.
Yeah.
Brennan's searching it out. I can feel a move coming on. No, she kicks it out to Ward. Geez, that's a really, really tough call. I don't know what's going on there, but that screen looked perfectly legal to me. So a couple of strange ones there.
Yep, and that's Maddie McDonald's second foul in quick succession. As we wind down inside the last minute, it's Murphy. Let's go. She made her first one and she's hit her second one as well. So Murphy's had a good impact off the bench for Gladstone.
Yeah, you might want to keep an eye on that. Have a hand on the shooter whenever you're around her.
Oh, great cut and nice pass.
Makes the basket. Takes the score to 49-32 with 30 seconds to go.
Cousin to cousin, that one. Ward to Brennan. As Maddie McDonald with a big block. Ward, Townsville got the numbers. Good patience. They may want to wind this down to one shot.
Absolutely.
Shot clock and game clock in unison. As Ward is going to come off the on ball from Brennan. No, she crosses her up. Gets the kick out.
Carey for three. No good. We don't get the rebound. 4 seconds. There's a chance here for Gladstone.
Oh,
she launches a long three. Why she didn't take another dribble, I do not know. But anyway, we go into half time. We've got a 15-minute spell. The score is 49-32. We have Alicia Froling in foul trouble. Brennan survives that quarter with 2 fouls. We have one player at court with 3 fouls. And Townsville's zone has been highly successful.
Yeah, it's been a great first half from the Flames, and we quickly go through some scorers. Brennan with 2, Froling 6 points. Harriet Carey's exploded with 18 on 6 of 10 shooting, 5 of 8 from the three-point line. Kiplocks 4, Ward's got 6, and Fabro off the bench 11 points. And for Gladstone, we see Bethel with 6, Gear with 2. Poto's been the dominant force for them. She's got 14 on 5 of 9 shooting. Coleman, the other import, who's up at 20 points a game average, has only got 4 at half time on 1 of 7 shooting. So we probably expect some fireworks for her in the second half. And Murphy, with those 2 threes, has got 6 points off the bench for Gladstone.
All right, well, that wraps up the half for us, and we'll see you back here in about 12 minutes. And welcome back to the second half. A minute and a half until we throw the ball in and get things underway. And Gladstone, I'd suggest, will come out trying to up the tempo. Well, they'll have to up the tempo if they want to win the game. Might see a little bit of the press they showed in the first 2 minutes. But if they continue to play in that zone, they might be in a bit of strife. Townsville, on the flip side, want to keep stay in their zone, I'd believe, and keep moving that ball around if they're zoned back and looking for the outside opportunities, which they've been nailing, and will have to continue to do so if they expect to win.
I couldn't grab hold of Luke Brennan for a full interview, but I did have a quick word to him on his way back to address his team, and he was extremely happy with where the game's at in this first half. He was 32 points defensively, great effort, and to put 50 on the board themselves, he's more than happy. He's a realist. He said they did shoot the ball really well. They may not continue that streak, but he's said he's really happy with the defence. It's Gladstone aren't known for their three-point shooting, so he feels the zone's going to, if they can pack that in, keep Poto out of the middle, then they're going to be well on their way to winning this game and getting a good W while their veterans are away.
Well, the key is definitely stopping Bethel and Poto. It's surprising Beatson has been very quiet for a girl her size. Has she scored?
No. She said she's played very limited minutes. I'd be surprised if she's played more than 3 or 4 minutes in that first half. So I'd expect to see a little bit more of her in this second half as fatigue takes hold.
The other one we've got to be careful of is Murphy. She's shown she can hit a couple of threes, so hopefully the instruction has been keep a hand on that.
Yeah, beats him with 8 minutes, but she just only had the one shot, 0 for 1, and no other stats on the line. So, her size could be a factor down, especially if Froling or Brennan do happen to get in some foul trouble.
And it's got to go up shortly here, the shot. A bad pass there by Harriet, and Gladstone are away. That zone was a little more aggressive there. Nice spin move by Bethel, misses, and comes over the back of Brennan for the foul.
And that's her third personal, so that's a big foul early on for Bethel. They can't afford her to go out of the game at all. And I think Gladstone have gone to a man here, so they've actually got out of the zone. They're going to try and change the tempo.
Yep.
A little bit of a different look.
And I think we said at the start we're going to need to see that.
And Townsville look a little disorganised too, just in this first play, as it gets down to 3 on the shot clock, and Froling's got to go to work, and she does with the left hand on a nice little spin move on the baseline, and that's a good start for Froling.
Poto's in there, but surprisingly throws up a big air ball. But I thought she would have attacked Alicia there.
Well,
that she's got 3 fouls, and that might be the instruction, by the way. She just signalled back to the coach. Ward's got a great penetration to the middle there. Kicks out to Carey. Throws it into Alicia, but that's a little hard. It comes off Poto. That'll be a Townsville ball.
Tough angle, that pass from so far outside the three-point line there at the top. But let's see, Townsville get the ball into Ward.
Gladstone are switching everything on all that screening action.
Good crossover and spin move and step, and throws up the little dinky guy. It doesn't go, and Brennan, nice kick out. And Ward gets the 2 off a great pass from Brennan.
Yeah, Brennan absolutely surrounded, smartly finds Ward, who makes a shot, and we see Gladstone turn it over. The score is 53-32, and Townsville straight down the throat of Gladstone. Into Alicia, who's looking, throws a horrible pass.
And they're going to be lucky and get this one back as Poto knocks it out of bounds.
Brennan might have encouraged that with a nice little fall-over accidental shove.
I think Townsville right now can smell blood in the water. They're a chance to put a big margin. Gladstone still in this zone. Ward goes to work. Cliplocks drives left hand. Back to Ward. That's big 3. That's short, is it? Yep. Froling keeps it alive. Poto cleans it up, and Gladstone come the other way.
That was a good shot by Ward, though. It's, you know, they've been living by the 3 there, so you've got to keep going with it. Poto takes a nice little spin around and makes it over Alicia. Ward searching out the floor as she brings it up.
Brennan with the step back, long 2.
Gladstone having a bit more success with this man, you know, not just sitting back in the hole saying, hey.
As Coleman makes a tough bucket and draws the foul, she'll go to the line for a bonus. And yeah, the man-to-man's definitely shaken the Flames up a little bit. They're not as fluent offensively. They would have been pretty comfortable the first half, and I'm not sure whether Luke Brennan would have mentioned the fact that the man defence would have been a possibility from Gladstone, but they've thrown something different at him, and so far it's had a little impact on him.
Fabro subs in for Carey. I think Brennan's looking for a little bit of penetration and a 3-point threat. Not that Carey's not a 3-point threat, but looking for that ball handling ability. Froling spins. She's in trouble, comes back up and under with the right. Another bucket for her.
Great offensive move from Froling. Bailey fires up a quick one. Ball's knocked back and Gladstone retained possession. Extra pass. Good defence.
Good D there, and might have been, you know, a little bit of exaggeration on that, but definitely a hit.
She definitely sold it, but it was definitely there. There was no room. She had a foot across the baseline.
Well, that's a 4th foul for Bethel, I believe.
Yeah, that's that is her 4th, and that's danger signs for Gladstone. One of their main scorers, and Poto's going to get. Oh no, we're going to get called an offensive foul on Froling.
That is an absolute shocker.
And just
and
as
she
quick.
Picks up her 4th. That might have been an equaliser right there. That's a shocker.
That's I'd love to see a replay of that, because Luke Brennan's not happy with it. He's in disbelief. Asking John Fenwick, I didn't see much. I didn't see it, so I can't really comment. But
he's called her for hooking, but
yeah,
you know, geez.
That's a big call on the 4th foul. So Froling's had to go to the bench, and youngster Bree Stevens checks back in to replace her. The Townsville are going to lose a little bit of rebounding punches. Kiplocks lets go the jumper. And
we have a scoreline of 55-37, and Kiblock could have actually kicked that out to Fabro. She was sitting there waiting as we see Townsville come up with the ball again.
Gladstone continuing in their man-to-man as Stevens gets a low post catch. Townsville pretty stagnant. It's a poor pass from Kiplock. He floated it up there, and all of a sudden, Ward's going to pick up the foul on Coleman in transition, and
that'll be Townsville's 4th foul, so a little bit of a reversal of fortune in the 3rd quarter.
And we see Harriet Carey check back in, and Elise Kiplock goes to the bench for a rest, and Coleman at the line.
And the Gladstone coach has left Bethel out there. He's playing with fire, leaving her there because she's such a dominant part of the game, but he's banking on her not getting her 5th.
Yeah.
Jeez, there's a bonus shot. I think everyone might have snuck in then. She still misses it, but beats and comes up with a rebound.
Six on the shot clock. Bethel's going to need to get busy. Beats him to Poto. She can't get it to go. And Brennan
comes up with the board.
Townsville lead it by 18. Fabro loops the pass to Ward. She gets plenty of time to let it rip, and it's no good. And Coleman with another board. She looks to penetrate. Great pass. Bethel can't get it to go, but she gets her own rebound. Goes up in traffic, and Stevens comes up with it.
Ward's in a dangerous area. She finds Carey, who's wide open now. We kick out to Fabro. Nice little base drive. Kicks it back out to Harriet, who will nail that.
Yeah.
There's her 21st point. And we're at the scoreline of 58-37. Shoot like that and you're going to be all right.
And Ray Cooper's seen enough. He calls time as Townsville extend this lead to 21. And it's a long way back for Gladstone at this point, late in the third quarter. Been some excellent ball movement from Townsville Flames tonight. They have shared it around, plenty of penetration and good kick-outs, and that's, I think Harriet, most of her shots have been uncontested, to be honest. So,
absolutely.
I mean, that's what you're aiming for, and you shoot seeing the ring like a hula hoop, as Harriet is at the moment. All you want to do is just get your feet set and be ready.
And she's been shooting very well all year. You know, you give her an inch and she will knock it down. So good to see. Now, I would suggest that if Port want any chance of changing this, they're going to have to apply a bit of up the floor pressure.
Yeah.
If they come back and go into the zone, they're virtually saying, no, we're taking a break and you can have the game.
I'm surprised he hasn't played Murphy more. I mean, she hasn't done a lot wrong. She only played 2 or 3 minutes, but she looked like a scorer, and that's what they need. They need someone to be able to fire it up, and she had 2 from 3-point range, looked comfortable, was nice and aggressive. I'd expect that she gets some minutes here somewhere in the third. They've got nothing to lose. They need to roll the dice a little.
And then for Townsville, I'd be trying to run a couple of high sets, some 1-4 highs or horns or something, because right now the man they're playing, they're just collapsing everything in the paint.
Yep.
So let's drag them out of the paint and create some driving lanes.
Townsville staying in their 2-3 zone. Poto gets an open lane. She can't get to go, but she follows up. And she has been rock solid all night.
No, they're back in their zone. So they're banking on Townsville missing, who's been shooting very well all night. So to me, that's sort of like a, hey, we're going to give it up, but Fabra gets that and didn't even look to shoot.
Carey in the corner. 4. Shot clock down. Ward takes a little floater, doesn't get it to go.
And successful for Port on that occasion. So Smart and Harriet Harriet is given the foul there.
It's only her second foul.
Bringing her hands down again. Try and teach the young players to go up and block the ball like it's a volleyball block, rather than swinging your arms down. Every time you bring your arms down, you give those referees a chance to blow the whistle. If you go and block it at its highest point, like a volleyball block, then you're going to be all right.
See Gear knock down the free throws.
We're at 41-58.
17-point margin. So that was the margin at half-time, so it's gone even Stevens in this third quarter. But Carey dumps inside to Brennan. She gets to the rim pretty easily, but just can't get a finish on it.
And now in this zone you're watching that Gladstone running, they're very, very aware of Carey and Fabra.
And Brennan shakes it loose. Fabro, little side, nice footwork.
Nice little side step,
nice.
Absolutely. Jump stop and a step to the side, count the bucket. Score is 60-41.
As we see Gear throw up a 3-ball, doesn't get it to go, and Brennan mops it up. Ward to Carey. Fabro runs the lane hard.
Bethel's been aggressive for having 4 fouls there. I would have attacked her if I was playing on the court there. As Bethel taps it out of bounds. It's a Townsville ball. Now, if you're a player with an opponent with 4 fouls and they come at you that hard, drive at their hip, try and get that next foul. Just as Brennan's been doing there and Bethel steps out of the way, it is a Townsville ball again. Unfortunately, didn't go for Brennan. Ward completed on the boards, and we'll see Townsville take a timeout. Yeah, so for me, I just can't see the point of being in that zone. Yes, they are very aware of where the 2 shooters are, but when they're doing that, They're opening the lanes up, as you saw before, for Brennan to get a drive to the basket. And yes, she missed, but she starts making a couple of them. You sacrifice the outside shot for, and you guard that, you're going to open up penetration.
Yeah, I think this one's just going to continue to meander along if they continue to sit in this zone. The margin's gone out a further 2 points from half time, so they've made no inroads. I'd be inclined to get some of those bench players on there and just add a bit of fresh legs in there and just get after them. There's a young point guard on the floor for Townsville. Get after her and put a little bit of pressure on Townsville.
And you mentioned before about Murphy not doing too much wrong. Well, heck, I'd be having her out there in a second.
Yeah.
It's the opposite for Townsville. They have to play the kids, so it's a great opportunity for the local basketballers. And Townsville being a good stronghold in basketball, they're certainly proven they can handle the pressure, these young ones.
Well, I think if you look at Townsville's roster, there's only 2 players out there that didn't play their junior careers here in Townsville. So
Carey puts up another one, unfortunately long this time, and we talked about if you miss against that zone, it can hurt you. On this occasion, though, I don't think they're going to make too many points up sitting in that zone. Especially when Townsville are playing a zone right back at them and they really have nothing to go to, as you see a lucky pass come off there. Gladstone gets her first bucket for the game.
Yep. Big body inside and Gladstone in the 2-3. Fabro looking to gets it into the high post to Brennan. She fires out to the hot hand of Carey, and and that's the second time tonight she's had that little shuffle. Once she put her foot out of bounds. This one,
I really don't know why she didn't shoot that.
Yep.
She's wide open. I'd get Fabro and her on the same side, and if they guard one on the reversal, you'd have the other one open. There's your 2 shooters.
Yeah. Poto misses the pass to Beatson. Ward comes up with a steal, kicks ahead to Stevens. And Townsville, they can be patient. They're in no rush. As Brennan fires the long 2, it doesn't go.
Here's your other issue is when we shoot that perimeter shot and there's 5 people outside, you've got no rebounders. I need 3 people going to the board.
And it's a small group as it is. Brennan's your 5, and if she's out there shooting the long 2, the others need to get in there as beats. That's her
second bucket.
Scoreline
Scoreline is 60-45, so a little bit of an inroad here. 1:21 to go. And Brennan kicks it out. Shoot that, Harriet. She's not there, so
Fabro goes to work. A tough bounce pass through the middle of traffic. That was never going to make it. And
Townsville losing their way a little bit here, and it's for me, Harriet. I don't know if it's fatigue or she's missed 2 and she's worried.
Yep.
Shooters shoot.
Once you start second guessing yourself as a shooter, as we see Bethel let go from long side and Poto cleans it up, and they'll get another opportunity. Key 50 seconds here for Townsville. They won't want to see Gladstone score as Poto misses the jumper and Stevens rebounds, outlets it to Ward, and she'll set Townsville up in their offense. And another scrappy play as it kicks back.
Now Carey will shoot it. That's
wide open.
There you go, Carey.
Here goes bang.
And that takes the score to 63-45 with 21 seconds to go. You'll see Gladstone run the ball down for the last shot. Beatson's wanting the ball down on that baseline. No one's seen her. They put up the 3. Misses. Exactly what Townsville want. If they're smart here, they can get another basket. 5 seconds. Nice screen there. Fabro drives, goes for the up and under, but misses.
Nice drive from Fabro. Carey was wide open in the corner, but I think that might have been Coleman who was a little upset and banged something into the back of the bench.
Been tech fouls given out for that before, but thankfully the referees didn't determine it was one. But as I said, sitting in his own certainly not going to help Gladstone. Townsville covered the spread there. It's still 18 points.
Yep.
And, they get to come back in with Alicia this quarter, and hopefully she can survive without picking up her 5th. Bethel has survived that whole quarter without picking up the fifth, and the young girls for Townsville are doing the job.
And Harriet Carey, as we mentioned, having a great shooting night. She's up to 26 points, which I'd suggest to be getting up to close to career high numbers for her. 7 of 12 from the three-point line, so 7 made threes in a game is a hell of an effort. We've still got a quarter to go. Frolling's chipped in with 10 points and 9 rebounds. And Fabro off the bench with 11 points. And for Gladstone, their numbers are down a little. Bethel, only 6 points to date on 2 of 14 shooting, so 14%. And Poto got her numbers up to 18 points. And Coleman has played the full 30 minutes to date, 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting. And as we see on the bench there, Beatson coming in playing 14 minutes, 4 points. Guinea's only played the 1 minute, and Murphy only 4 minutes for the game, and she's 2 of 2. So, and as I look down there now, Ray Cooper has checked Murphy into the game, so they're going to come back with Beatson, Murphy, Gear, and the 2 Americans, Coleman and Bethel.
There's no doubt you better carry a hand on Murphy, and Beatson showed a little something that quarter, so be aware of her as well.
Townsville continue in this 2-3 zone. Beatson back to Murphy at the top. Bethel's going to go.
Alicia, who keeps her arms straight up. Very good. She comes up with a rebound. No fumbles out of bounds.
Gladstone get another opportunity here. Referee John Fenwick just telling Luke Brennan to quieten down a little. He's had too much to say, as we see a good interior pass, but Bethel can't get it to go. Froling walls up. She can't really play too much defence being on 4 fouls, but Gladstone can't capitalise. And now Bethel fires up the 3 ball, and it's nothing but air. And she is looking frustrated.
She is not a happy camper.
Carey to Brennan. Ward.
And Gladstone continue to sit in this zone. There's the skip pass into Ward. Oh, that's too hard for Alicia. It comes out of bounds. I actually would have skipped that out to Carey.
Yeah, I think she might have been in 2 minds. I think she saw Carey first, and then Alicia was popped up on a good cut, but just had too much heat on it.
Way Carey's shooting, why would you not throw it out?
Yeah.
I don't know why Bethel didn't look there. She had absolutely no one on her at the foul line, and then Carey goes and fouls the baseline drive. That's not a good foul.
No, she was beaten, and she didn't need to. She was going to shoot a tough shot. She was on the run, and she's bailed her out.
Now the score line right now, 63-45 with 8:53 to go. First shot is good, 63-46. Move the ball around. Ward has it. Throws it into the hands of the import there, but she gets back on D. Easy layup, taking the score 49-63. Now's the time to look after the ball, girls. Good movement. You throw it out to Carey. Good reversal. Got to be a little quicker with that reversal, I think.
Yeah. Just floating a few of the passes at the moment, and not.
And into Fabris for 3. Will it drop? No, it hits a backboard, but Ward picks up the rebound. She puts up the shot, and it doesn't go, but Brennan picks it up, throws a wild one. And Fabris gathers it.
Little scrappy. 8 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Gladstone have actually started, given a little bit more, and Alicia gets a very soft call, makes the bucket. We'll take that for sure, but number 12 there, number 2, sorry, can be very disappointed there. Erin Gear.
Yeah, yep.
But you know what? It's been a little soft a couple of times tonight, so why shouldn't it go the other way?
Once again, an excellent pass from Brennan to Froling. Their combination tonight was on right from the start. They've good interior passing to each other. She can't make the free throw and make it a 3-point play. Margin at 16, so
good defense by Alicia there, keeping her arms straight up. Gathers the ball. That was we'll take it.
She must have been put on the line when she tapped it, because it definitely came back in and came off Fabro's foot, but she may have been out of bounds when she leapt out to get her finger on it. But
yeah, she may have.
Townsville, they'll be wanting to finish this game off and try and win this second half. They won't want to.
Shaylee Ward showing great patience, kicks it out to Brennan. Here's the shooter out the top. And it's good. Bang. Count the 3. And she gets the bonus. That takes the score well out. It's actually it's 68-49, so back to that 19-point spread. It could go to 20 with this foul shot.
And that's a hell of a shooting night for Harriet Carey. This free throw will take her up to 30 points if it's good, and it is. With 8 made 3-pointers for Harriet Carey. Career shooting night for her. And she's got this thing out to 20 points. And Townsville are well on their way to a comfortable victory here at home.
Beats and throws one up. That was not very good. She might have got a little touch on the side, but it was nothing. Oh, good pick up by Carey. Managed to get some sort of shot up, but it didn't go for her, and Alicia tried to rebound it. Bethel puts up a 3, and it's good. That's been missing from her tonight.
Yeah, they haven't shot the ball well, Gladstone. It hasn't helped their cause, but great pass. I'm not sure it was intentional, but it hit Froling right on the chest, and she was able to go in, make the layup, draw the foul, and she'll go to the line again for a bonus. They have cut to the basket particularly well tonight, the Flames. Scored a lot of buckets off hard cuts. And just like her father, she banks one in.
It's the Burdekin backboards. Throw them up like a brick down there.
One of the greatest backboards in basketball. Down at the Burdekin Den in Air is Fabro, who is a local Air product. Tries to get the pass to Froling, but it's off the foot of Coleman, and Townsville will get possession with 20 on the shot clock. As we see a substitution, and Brennan gets a well-earned rest, and Elise Kiplock is back in. Fabro gets it to Carey. She thought about it for a second, looking for 3-pointer number 9 as Ward lets one go.
That one's good. You could see that. The angle we had, that was always going down. Takes the scoreline 75-52 with 6 to go.
And Gear's going to fire one up. Coleman, good board, great pass to Poto, but I think fatigue's starting to tell on her. She's not been able to elevate like she was earlier. Froling with some drills and skills out top, and Carey for 3. Ward grabs an offensive.
Rebounds it, should have shot it.
Yep.
But she...
No, she was going to go for this 3-ball. She knew she'd go bang.
More to shoot threes. Takes the rebound, kicks
deep.
it out. She gets one in the chops for her efforts, and a little bit of a blood lip, but she's up to a good 9 points. And a little bit of a split lip there. We think she'll be fine, but Gladstone have finally called a timeout and said things have to change. So we're looking at a scoreline of 78-52. I dare say you're going to start to see some pressing. You're going to see a little bit of up-the-court man pressure. Otherwise, why the heck would you call the timeout? On the flip side, we have Brennan, Froling, both in, so a couple of wise heads there. And the way Harriet's shooting, why wouldn't you keep going to her? Ward will go out with that split lip. And who do we have coming in? We have Kiplock and, can't say, Fabro will be the other player on the court. And for Gladstone, we have Murphy off, and we're going a little bit...
Guinea's come in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Five and a half to go. We see Townsville is not going to get out of this zone. They've had so much success with it. They're going to stay there and say, hey, try and hit a shot. Bethel out-rebounds everyone and gets the points.
Great hustle.
Around 3 players there to get that.
Especially on 4 fouls. She didn't hold back there. She chased it down and reaped the rewards with an easy 2. Carey working off a Froling slip screen. Froling wants it down low on Poto. Great pass to Brennan.
Who unfortunately misses, but Gladstone hit it out.
As we see the hot hand of Harriet Carey checking out for Townsville, and into the game is 16-year-old Shaylee Browning for her first minutes tonight. Browning wide open, gets a good look.
Launches a 3, doesn't go. Brennan picks up the board, but there's a definite foul there, but she gets one in the chops for it too. So,
yep.
So Guinea got the foul, no doubt, but Brennan tried to save it and might have just said, hey, you're not going to take it off me that easy.
Townsville with possession. Froling handoff to Fabro. Works off the on ball from Kitlocks, and Fabro turns the corner, throws up a bit of a wild shot. And Gladstone are off to the races. 3-on-1. She settles for the jumper. You got to make that if you're going to turn down the laps. Poto fights hard for it underneath. Gets it to Gear, and she gets fouled. Sloppy, messy play.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. They're certainly missing some easy ones, and you can blame fatigue all you like, but that's it's ugly.
They haven't given up, Gladstone. They, down, what are we, 24.
Oh, look,
4 minutes, but they're hustling hard there.
Yeah, it's an ugly game. It's they're not having the best. It's the sort of game that'd scare a dog out of a butcher shop. That's not good for them. But anyway, if Townsville are smart, all they have to do is wind the clock down every possession, and they take this game away, even if the gap closes.
Yeah, makes the second.
Score is 78-55. Fabro dribbles it up the court, gets it to Brennan. Froling is trying to seal. Reversal of the ball. On-ball screen to Fabro. She crosses over, makes a nice pass there.
Oh,
Froling throws it out. Talk about winding the clock down. And unfortunately, that shot misses. There's a fast break. Brennan's out. Will she stop it? She was doing very well not to get the foul there, and unfortunately Fabro hits it out of bounds. Fabro's been called for a foul.
Yeah, she came in late and cleaned one of the Gladstone players up. That was a fair enough call. And,
we're under 4 minutes to go with a 23-point lead, and Townsville get their arms out for that big zone.
substitution for the Flames as Alicia Froling takes a rest, and young Maddie McDonald checks in. Coleman looks inside to Poto. She goes to work. Good hands from Brennan. Shakes it loose. And good hands from Fabro. Knocks it out of bounds. And Gladstone with 5 on the shot clock they're going to have to get something up pretty quick here. Goes out to Bethel. She is going to penetrate hard down the middle and just can't get it to go. And that's been the story of Gladstone's night. They just haven't been able to finish.
That was a pretty easy look there. She should have made that, but it's been the, as you said, the story of the night. Townsville very, very comfortable in taking their time. Fabro drives with a drum stop, kicks it out to Kiplock, drives again, and now Fabro gets the baseline jumper. Doesn't go. Bethel has the ball, no one on her, and fumbles it out of bounds. How bad is it going for you when that happens? Even she's shaking her going, what mirror did we break or cat did we run over?
McDonald going to work on Poto, spins on it, throws up a tough left hand running floater, and that was a tough hoop. Good D from Poto as Coleman comes back the other way. Good pass to Gear, she can't get to go. And Browning comes up, kicks it ahead to Fabro. She's got an open lane, and she
got that
is
thing
blocked.
Swatted from behind.
Good chase down from Coleman. Still playing it out, even though they're down 23 late in the fourth. As she gets to the rack, and Coleman gets a well-earned two. The game just...
This is a dangerous part of the game here. It's really scrappy, and this one players can get injured if it gets out undisciplined. So I really hope the girls, take it easy, be smart with it, use it up, don't get too crazy.
That's a great kick out, but she's been pinged for the 3 seconds.
How often do you see a 3-second call in a game? And we've had a couple tonight.
Very rarely, and as we have a timeout call to Gladstone, Ainsley Minogue checking into the game for her first minutes.
This has got to be a rest timeout, surely. You're down by 21, 2.5 to go. It's...
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's got the clipboard and he's got the marker ready to go, so he's definitely got some specific instruction here, Ray.
Well, hopefully, as we've probably asked the whole game, you see some sort of up-the-floor pressure, because you're certainly not going to win sitting in that zone.
He's working overtime on the whiteboard. And I think Luke Brennan just be asking his team to play this one out. Don't give up easy layups. If they have been a little untidy in D-trans, just, don't let this margin slip. They've won the second half. They're in front in the second half.
Look, 2.5 to go. If you run 4 offenses full clock and let them have their couple of quick transitions, you still win, even if you don't score and they score every time. You're going to win this thing by a good dozen points. So waste some time.
Townsville with 4 teenagers on the floor to finish this one out. Ainsley Minogue has checked in for her first minutes. She's up top on the 2-3 zone with Fabro, Browning, McDonald and Kiplocks playing the bases. Poto just powers her way through the middle, and she's taking full advantage of the smaller Flames group out there. No Frolling, no Brenning.
She's having fun. She's smiling, enjoying it. Probably a little bit silly Kiplock reaching behind. As I said before, you might as well let it go. But I suppose the foul doesn't matter. Make her earn it from the free throw line. Will we see some sort of up-the-floor pressure here?
Well, I'm going to tip no.
Second bucket goes, and yes, there is a little bit. 2 players up the floor pressing.
I think they were just too tired to get back. As Minogue gets her first touch. Good kick out as we have 3 Townsville under-18s out there on the floor at the moment. As Stevens lets go a 3. She's not known for 3 balls, but she will take enormous confidence out of that 3 ball.
81-58 with a minute 50 to go. And everything's into Poto at the moment. A little bit of a late rotation gets her another trip to the foul line and plenty of big smiles.
Poto, she's 19 points to date. A chance to add to that, get herself to 20.
She knocks down the first.
She had 11 rebounds as well, so she's had a fair night at the office.
And the second, and it takes us down, now scoreline 81-60. Townsville just have to keep moving this ball around, a little bit too much dribbling, keep it going, wind the clock down. And there's a penetration, a little right-hand flip, doesn't go, but the rebound is good.
Maddie McDonald with a great offensive rebound. And we see some substitutions, and Murphy checking in for the Gladstone Power. And she'll give Coleman a rest. So Mara Coleman, she's played 38 minutes, 11 points, 6 rebounds. Has had 7 assists also, so she's had a solid game for Gladstone. It's Murphy. Shot clock under 10. Murphy's going to let go her third 3 of the night, and this one doesn't go.
I think Towns are a little more aware of her after her first 2 bites at him.
Browning with a risky pass, but Stevens staves the day. Kicks out to Minogue for her first shot, and it's good for 3.
Townsville are feeling it at the 3-point line tonight. 86-60, and we're at 45 seconds goes. Poto puts up a 3, it doesn't go. And that one goes for Guinea.
Townsville 15 of 30 from the 3-point line, 50%.
Any coach would be happy with that.
Yeah. You're not going to lose too many games with that sort of shooting. As McDonald has it whacked away from her, and yeah, puts on the Jets against Browning and draws the contact. And she'll go to the line.
Yeah, I'm saying she did a good job defensively there. You know, 2 hands up, running sideways, and the player's running out of bounds with a nowhere shot.
Yep.
That's a no call.
She was throwing up a prayer on the left hand. She never really had too much control over that. And
well, I guess when you're 24 down, the referee's going to see a little bit of mercy.
And yeah.
Now there is one possession in it, so if Townsville are smart, they'll just wind this thing down, and it's good night, Irene. We talk about being aware. That foul shooter was a foot on the foul line there, and bucket counts.
Browning. Oh, we're going to get an illegal screen with Maddie McDonald. That's her second legal screen tonight.
Actually, we'll give them that one. If she didn't put her elbows forward, it'd be all right. So. And Gladstone are going to walk it out also, I think. I would love to see a team attack and shoot this. I hate walking out, and as I say that,
yep, she's
looking for penetration, gets the last shot up, and it's all over.
And that's it. Townsville with a commanding 22-point victory, 86-64, and that will keep them in 3rd spot. And with 1 round remaining, the Townsville Flames will be taking on Rockhampton Cyclones next week in what will be a clash of 2nd versus 3rd. And depending on results for Rocky, that game could potentially give Townsville a small chance at getting the 2nd spot. I think it will come down to head-to-head, and Rocky did have a big win over Townsville earlier on in the year, so I think Townsville will have to win by 20 plus to even have a shot at getting into 2nd, if in fact they can get there at all. But on tonight's game, I think Coach Brennan, he was a little nervous coming into it with such a young group, many of his stars away. The veterans Frolling and Brennan did a good job alongside the youngsters, and they've got the job done quite comfortably tonight.
Yeah, look, that zone worked for them very well, and it'd be remiss to go. You mentioned Frolling and Brennan, but geez, Carey lit it up, didn't she?
Yeah, she
was clearly outstanding tonight. I don't know why she second-guessed herself a little bit in that 3rd quarter, but she's clearly, in my mind, the MVP of the game.
Yeah, Harriet Carey just touching on that, 30 points on 10 of 18 shooting, 8 of 14 from the 3-point line at 57%, 3 rebounds, an assist, a couple of turnovers, but yeah, really strong shooting game from her. She was backed up by Alicia Froling with 15 points on 7 of 8 shooting at 87%, alongside 10 rebounds. So she's had a double-double. And Shaylee Ward chipped in with 14 on 5 of 11 shooting. Played a lot of extra minutes as she's been used to. Fabro was fantastic early, finished with 11 points. Struggled a little bit in the second half with her shooting, but she definitely injected some energy into the game when she did check in. And over there for the Port City Breakers, Bethel, 11 points, played all 40 minutes, which was a hell of an effort. Also got 14 rebounds to go with 11 points. Poto was dynamite. She had 21 points and 12 rebounds. Coleman a little down on her season average with 11, and Beatson 4 off the bench, Murphy 6. And that is a wrap for the ladies' game tonight. We'll join you back in half an hour or so for the men's game. We see the Townsville Heat take on the Gladstone Port Power.